This is the first electric bike I've ever tried, with the exception of those rental e-bikes by Lime or some other company, so I'm going to do my best to explain as much as I can, and if there's anything I miss out on, I'll update the description and pin a comment, so don't forget to check. This came in a big box, as expected, with the bike mostly set up. There's a box that includes a whole set of tools to install.
In this box right here, we have a couple of things. A lot of screws here, which is nice. It'll be easy to install, hopefully. Got a really thick user manual here. Wow. It might have a few different languages. That's why it's so thick. Put that to the side. Looks like this is the power brick right here, or charger. And then it can be plugged in through here. So that's what this looks like at the other end. And finally, underneath these tools, you got a couple of keys. 2 spare keys, it seems like a key and a spare key here. Got a few lights here too. Can't complain about lights, especially during the nighttime. That's going to be very useful. These are for the pedals, left and right. This right here is a bell, so that's going to be pretty easy to put on there. Assume is a touchscreen, which is really cool if that's the case. I gotta get all this set up.
The installation wasn't so bad on this. I think I spent more time cutting these thick zip ties over installing this. To turn the bike on, there's a button on the bottom you gotta press, as well as the power button on the left side. Not simultaneously, but it'll turn the screen on. Initially, it's set to N for neutral. Then there's 2 buttons underneath the power button on the left side where you can change the speed levels, as well as get into the menu settings or turn on the flashlight.
So it's pretty dark up ahead, and there are some cars that come through. So one thing I like here is if I hold this middle button, the light turns on and it's like super bright now. I can see pretty much everything in front of me. It looks better, or a little bit brighter in person than in video. And on top of that, the screen also becomes a little bit dim when it's on, and then it brightens up automatically when it's off. Really nice in my opinion. The light can be adjusted up or down as needed to get a little bit more farther out, or if you want to see a little bit closer and brighter. And when you turn the lights on, the back light also turns on too. Actually turns on too when you're driving.
Personally, it's my favorite bike ever. It goes up to 20 miles per hour, which doesn't sound like much on paper, but that's so fast, and you feel that with the 500-watt high-speed brushless hub motor, giving you a near-instant torque. There's a trigger you can press down on to let you accelerate instead of pedaling, or you can have a speed level set where you can just get an assist in speed when pedaling, making it easier to reach your longer distances. There's probably another name for it, but I like to call this the hybrid model. There's also an adjustable gear shift on the right if you want to go more manual when set to neutral. Honestly, it's just really fun to drive and almost perfect. There's 2 areas I'd like to see improved with the bike. The first is the seat isn't too comfortable, which might be typical for a bike, but for the cost I was expecting something better. The simple resolution is to get a third-party seat. The other issue is that the bike is heavy. 68 pounds! It's heavy thanks to the motor and the battery that can at least be removed or replaced. In comparison, a standard bike is just 18 pounds and a mountain bikes are about 29 pounds.
On top here, there's this lever to unlock the battery. It comes with 2 keys, so let me do this real quick. And now this should take out the battery essentially. And you want to lose some weight, you can move this battery. Oh my god, this is so heavy. It's like 20-30 pounds itself. Yeah, it literally takes a load off of the bike. I can't believe how heavy this thing is. It's very dense. I'm not going to go over everything here, but if you want to see some of the specs here, that's what this is.
Since this is the standard version, I wouldn't mind even sacrificing some range for something a little more lightweight, because 60 to 65 miles is a lot, especially if you take the more hybrid approach. Another thing that concerned me was because this is heavy, it's going to require some pretty strong brakes, and I found out it has mechanical disc brake 180mm rotors. Mechanical disc brakes are less expensive, easier to maintain than hydraulic disc brakes, and they offer good braking performance in most conditions. 180mm rotors are a good size for most riders and provide a good balance between braking power and weight, so I really have nothing to worry about. Overall, the Vanpowers UrbanGlide-Standard is a good value for the price. It's a well-built and reliable e-bike that's perfect for commuting, running errands, or simply enjoying a leisurely ride. As I'm making this video, I saw a delivery driver have his bike motor die out in the middle of a delivery, and he was exhausted. I don't know the full details of his NS bike, except that this Vanpowers bike, having more range and being cheaper, is worth considering, especially if you deliver stuff.